Hello friends, welcome back to video lecture note series on strategic management subject. In our first video on strategic management, we discussed on what is planning, what is strategy, what are tactics and what are in general goals and objectives of any business organization, and how strategies and strategic management process helps business organizations to achieve their goals and objectives, and how strategies makes them better performing than any of their competitors by creating value for their customers. In this video, we will be discussing and understanding in detail about strategic management process. This is an important topic from exam point of view, as well as entire subject moves across this strategic management process. Hence, it becomes important for us to understand strategic management process in detail in simplified way. So let's begin. As we know that every organizations have their general goals and objectives, and to achieve these goals and objectives, organizations will be formulating strategies and allocating resources at the time of implementation of the strategies so that these desired goals and objectives can be achieved. In our previous video, we have seen that every organizations have their goals of increasing profits, because increasing profits is possible if the organizations are performing in the market, generating sales, and the customers are helping organizations for raising their profitability. Any organization who has this performance and continuously increasing their profits, investors will like to invest into those organizations, which will make organizations financially even stronger. Organizations will always look at getting maximum return on investment. The investment may be in terms of the capital which they are investing at the time of implementing the strategies. So whatever capital they have invested, organizations will always look at getting maximum return on investment, which will further make them more financially stronger. Organizations will always look at growing their revenue and expansion of their business into the market. Brand creation, which is possible only if the organizations are constantly performing, creating value to their customer by means of offering quality product and services to the customer. Organizations, after having their growth and expansion in the market, will always tend to do diversification. Diversification means entering into a totally or related new market, where a new market can help organizations to further generate revenue, expansion, return on their investment, and increasing profitability. Return on investment to the investors, because investors have invested in the organizations for getting maximum returns in the form of dividends, as well as increasing value to their investment. So investors will always tend to invest into performing organizations. So if organizations are able to give good return on investment to the investors, these investors will be ready to reinvest back whenever the organization will require any financial support from them. Similarly, those organizations who have established their business doing good amount of profitability and created a brand in the market, they need to maintain this brand. They have to do CSR activity, that is corporate social responsibility, which will help further in boosting their business. So CSR activities is another strategic decision which has been taken by the organizations. Last but not least, maintaining good relationship with the stakeholders is another important objective of any business organization. Stakeholder can be any individual or group of people who may be internal, may be external, but can affect positively as well as negatively in the strategic outcome of every business organization. Hence, if organizations can maintain a good rapport and relationship with the stakeholders, these stakeholders will contribute positively in performance and developing the business for business organizations. So these are general goals and objectives of any business organizations, and to achieve these general goals and objective of business organizations, they have to formulate and effectively implement strategies. See, any business organization will be successful if they can make their customer highly satisfied by means of delivering products and services of better quality than their competitors. Customers will have different expectations from product and services they will be buying. But what will make them satisfied is if customers found worth of spending a specific price for that product or service. If the product is found to be useful, benefiting, fulfilling customers' purpose at a specific cost, customers will find value in it. Suppose I need a lighting for decoration, which will be for not more than one day, And if I have options of lighting ranging from 30 rupees to 300, then in that case I will buy a lighting of price ranging between 30 rupees to 50 rupees only, as my purpose is for only one day. That is my worth of spending. But if I am looking for a lighting of better quality and should last for more years, then in that case I will go for a lighting that gives me a guarantee for its durability as well as brighter performance. So for this, now I can go for a price ranging from 200 to 300. Since my purpose has got changed, worth has got changed, and it increased the spending cost to buy that particular product. Any company which can deliver more worthful products and services to its customer by identifying and targeting their needs and wants can become successful. Every customer will compare value of every product against the benefits what they will be receiving and the cost which they will be paying. Hence, value can be shown as value is equal to benefits divided by cost. Value of any product or service can be increased either by increasing more benefits for the customer or by lowering cost of the product. However, as I said, benefits as well as cost will be compared against the competitors' benefits and cost. Creation of maximum value can be done by making use of value chain analysis. We will have a separate video on value chain analysis in detail. These value chain activities are those activities which will be implemented by the organization for creating value for their customer. So value chain analysis helps organizations to identify all those activities which are contributing in creating value for their customer and eliminating those activities which are not affecting to the quality of the product. Ultimately, it will help organizations to improve upon the quality by giving more benefits to the customer and by lowering cost of the product. Thus, this benefit of lowering cost can be forwarded to the customer by means of reducing prices of the product and by selling better quality products at lowest possible price to the customer without affecting profitability of the organization. Hence, value chain analysis plays a very important role. Now let us understand the definition of the term strategy. Strategy word is devised from a Greek word strategos, in which stratos means army and agos meaning to lead. This word was first time coined during the World War, where army was led with proper planning so as to win over the battle. That's why we can say strategy is an art of troop leader. Similarly, in business battlefield, every business organizations want to win over the competition, which they can achieve by formulating effective strategic plans. Let's see the first definition of strategy, which says that strategy is a systematically planned course of action for achieving organizational goals. Simply, strategy is a plan which is made after analyzing internal and external environmental factors so that after implementing such plans, organizations can achieve their goals and objectives. Now let us understand the definition of GLOAG. GLOAG describes strategy as an unified, comprehensive and integrated plan designed to assure that the basic objective of any enterprise that can be achieved. That means all efforts taken by the managers or employees who are working at different levels in that business organization for achieving organizational goals. It is a comprehensive plan which includes who will do, what to do, when to do, how to do, and what is to be achieved. An integrated plan and coordinated plan to achieve a long-term goal, which means all functional departments will make their plans that are integrated, supporting to each other so as to achieve organizational goals and objectives. Actually, the term strategic management process refers to the set of managerial process of forming strategic vision and setting objectives to be achieved by the organization. That is formulation of strategic intent. Then what next comes is crafting of strategy, that is strategy formulation, then implementing and executing the strategy, and then over times initiating whatever corrective adjustments are required to be done in objectives, strategies and executions are deemed to be appropriate. Let us try to understand in detail what is strategic management process. As you can see here, The strategic management process can be broadly divided into four stages, which begins with formulation of strategic intent, which contains formulation of vision, mission, business definition, goals, and objectives of the organization. The second stage is strategy formulation, which takes place at three levels. But before actually proceeding for strategy formulation, organizations will have to do internal factor evaluation, that is the resource analysis, which will help organizations to understand whether they are possessing strength or weaknesses as compared to their competitors. They will also do external factor evaluation to know whether there are opportunities or threats which are present in the external environment. And then the third stage after strategy formulation is implementation of the formulated strategies. This takes place into two phases. The first is project implementation and second is procedural implementation. And the fourth stage of strategic management process is strategic evaluation, where all the strategies which are being implemented will be evaluated to see whether the implemented strategies are resulting into achievement of organizational goals or objectives or not. Hence, there has to have a proper control even from the first stage till the strategic evaluation phase. As we discussed that those organizations who will have effective strategic management process, they can develop competitive advantage over their competitors in this competitive environment. Strategic management process is a thoughtful process that decides success or failure of any business organization. Whatever strategic decisions have taken up by the management, particularly by top management, they require to have detailed plans for effective implementation of strategies and allocation of desired resources, that is manpower, material, machines, management, and most importantly is the money, that is budgets. This allocation of resources is an important aspect of successful strategic management process. Strategic management process is a continuous process as goals and objectives of every business organizations are ever changing. Even after achieving previous goals, organizations will keep on taking up higher goals and objectives which will keep them constantly growing and performing and maintaining their strategic position in the market. So let us understand the strategic management process in detail. In your examination, if you get a question on strategic management process, you first have to begin with what we have started saying, that strategic management process is a thoughtful process, a continuous process, as well as a managerial process that helps organizations to achieve their goals and objectives. And then you can draw this schematic diagram as shown on this slide. Let's begin with understanding the strategic management process. As we know, the reasons for formulation of strategies is to achieve organizations' goals and objectives. However, goals and objectives can be set by the organization if they have certain vision related to their performance and future plans. Thus, strategic intent includes formulation of a vision statement which tells us about what the organization is planning to achieve in the future course of time. Say for example, today an organization is at fifth position in the market. This organization is having a vision to become second ranking organization in the same market by 2030. Hence, this will become vision of the organization. Another example we can give here is like a company want to see as a most acclaimed, recognized organization for making career by the prospective potential employees. All these cannot be achieved by any business organization overnight. They require to work hard continuously so that they can achieve what they want to achieve in the future course of time. That's why vision statement must be encouraging to the employees so that they can contribute by accomplishing smaller and short-term goals and objectives which will collectively can help organizations to achieve their vision. After having formulation of a vision statement, next comes is formulation of mission statement, which tells us how the organizations will be achieving their goals and objectives. That is, mission statement explains its culture, values, and ethics along with the processes how organizations will be performing or doing their business. Simply, we can say mission statement says about the reason for existence of any organization. As we know, When a business organization is set up, the reasons for the purpose of setting up of any business organization is growth, profitability, providing better services to their customer through its ethical processes, quality products by making use of best technology and contributing to the nation's economy. A clear and well-defined mission statement will always be encouraging and guiding its employees to achieve organizational goals and objectives. Once the vision and mission statements are being formulated, then organizations will formulate their goals and objectives. Goals are the in general objectives which, if they achieve, they can achieve their vision. Objectives are the specific goals. If objectives are achieved, goals can be achieved and thus vision can be achieved. Let's say the organization has decided to increase their sales and prevent loss of their existing customer. Then their goal will be improving customer satisfaction. So to achieve this goal, they will have to set up certain objectives such as improving quality of product, improving better services, improved customer care by solving their queries, improved availability of the product by improving distribution of the product, etc. Thus, if these objectives are achieved, they can achieve their goal of customer satisfaction. If customer satisfaction is improved as per the mission statement, vision can be achieved. We will have in detail video on strategic intent where we will understand how to formulate vision and mission statement. Thus, strategic intent help organizations to formulate effective strategies. After strategic intent and before formulation of the strategies, what is important is to conduct internal and external factor analysis. Internal factors are those factors which are present within the business organization, that is organizational resources such as employees, that is the manpower, management, that is managers, their knowledge, experience, skills, etc. Materials, that is the raw materials inputs which can be used for conversion into finished products. Then comes is money, that is the financial resource, that is their capital. It can be their own capital or it can be the borrowed capital from the financial institutions or shareholders. Next is machines, that is the equipments which will be used for processing of materials into finished goods or other processings like planning, communication, etc. All these available internal resources, if available in better condition than other competitors, then it will help organizations to develop strength with which these organizations can compete in this competitive environment. However, if these resources are not available in better condition than any of their competitor, then it will produce threat, risk to the business organization. So we can say the internal factors evaluation will help organizations to understand whether they are carrying strength or weaknesses as compared to their competitors. Similarly, the external factors such as political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, legal, and physical environmental factors, which are also called as general environmental factors, as these factors will be common factors for all the industries which are present into that particular country. And there are other factors which are external, but they are industry specific factors such as competitors, prospective customers, suppliers, market, new competition, and the substitute products. Such external environmental factors may produce opportunities as well as threats to the business organizations. We will be having detailed videos on internal and external environmental factor analysis. You can refer for further understanding. However, after doing an internal and external environmental analysis, the organizations can understand on whether they are possessing strength or weaknesses so that accordingly they can formulate strategies to grab opportunities using their strength or protect themselves from any threat due to their weaknesses. Thus, after this analysis, the next stage in strategic management process is formulation of strategies, where strategies are formulated at three different levels. The first level is the corporate level strategies, where strategies are formulated by the top level management, which are also called as corporate strategies or grand strategies. These corporate level strategies are formulated in line with the vision statement. Once the top management level strategy formulation is done, next is formulation of business level strategies, which are specifically formulated to develop competitive advantage and win over the competition and achieve corporate level strategies. These business level strategies are also called as generic strategies. There are three types of generic strategies, that is low cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, or focus strategy. Then, to support the corporate level and business level strategies, functional level strategies, which are also called as operational strategies, are formulated at different departments such as marketing, finance, HR, operations, supply chain, etc. Strategies which are formulated will be analyzed in current situation, and then right strategies will be selected for the purpose of implementation so as to assure success of implemented strategies and achievement of organizational goals and objectives. This process is called as strategic analysis and choice. As with every implemented strategies, organizations are required to allocate large amount of resources, including financial resources. So, to avoid losses, it is important to select and implement appropriate or right strategy. The third stage of strategic management process is the formulated and selected strategies will be implemented. This process is also called as activation of strategies. This implementation of strategies will takes place into two phases. The first is project implementation, wherein all the strategies, their objectives to be achieved, detailed outline of what is to be done, who will do, when to do, who will be accountable, who will be responsible, what is the budget, processes, resources which are required, etc. will be mentioned in detail in written format as that of a project report and will be initiated step by step. The second phase of strategy implementation is procedural implementation. That is, all the procedural norms which are being laid by industry specific regulatory governing authorities are required to be followed by the business organizations, such as licensing procedure, foreign collaboration procedure, FERA requirement, MRTP requirement, capital issues control requirement, import and export requirement, incentives and facilities benefits, etc. Once the strategies are implemented, it is important to evaluate implemented strategies for its effectiveness as well as whether the strategies are really helping organizations to achieve their goals and objectives or not. Here, the performance evaluation of each process and the person who are involved in the process of strategy implementation will be done against the set of target goals and objectives. If the planned objectives are found to be missing, then corrective measures are required to be taken by the strategic managers, either by modifying the existing strategies or by implementing newer strategies, which are also called as emergent strategies or strategic intervention. A better control is also required to be practiced on entire process of strategic management so that intended goals and objectives can be achieved by the organization. This is how strategic management process can be designed by the organizations for achievement of their goals and objectives. Hope you understand
I hope
what
you like
strategy
content of
is
this
and how
video.
strategic
Press
management
like
process
button
allows
and share this video
organizations
with
to
your friends
develop
and click on
competitive
subscribe
advantage
button
and
to
effective
watch further
strategies to
videos
win
on
over
strategic management
competition.
subject and other subject related videos. Thank you for sparing your valuable time. Happy e-learning.